and RVs. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Call or go online now and get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide. All for the special TV discount price of just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. You get it all at incredible value for one low price. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-575-5956 or go to buyricerobot.com. So call 1-800-575-5956 or order online at buyricerobot.com today.
Seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Kiss my ass. They're criminals. It is a hole. You ever been there?
He says what everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped. They just said I'm live. Hey, have you noticed I'm alive? And I'm on the warpath. I'm alive. This is the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. Gather around the warming, glowing coals of the Ted Nugent Piss and Vinegar Spirit Campfire, where freedom is addictive and inspiring and stimulating and motivating. The guitar player loves you people. Can you manage my 250th birthday love for the American Shit Kicker Spirit Campfire? The sheet kicker. Now, if I was doing my bedding this morning, which I did this morning, I did the laundry, I vacuumed. Boy, every morning I get up and I vacuum. Shemaine vacuum. Shemaine, I love you. Shemaine's my wife. She has a faith and freedom, real America's voice. And we were watching, by the way, I was just talking about vacuuming, but anyhow, my dogs, you would swear to God that there was an overpopulation of polar bears having an orgy in my house every night because Sadie, Coco, and Jackson literally shed an Olympic down-filled polar bear fur shag carpet throughout Spirit Wild Ranch, which is why I love them. I could literally get on the floor naked, spin around, do angels on my back, because if I did it on my belly, I'd poke holes in the linoleum. We don't have any linoleum, but you know what I'm talking about. Welcome to the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, where I can go on tangents for your entertainment and educational impact. That's right, these words are coming out of my mouth almost like an A-10 Warthog belt-fed tank killer. Real America's voice with Ted Nugent. Going global. It's like an intergalactic thing. I just got off the phone with Adam Carolla. He's stuck in traffic in Los Angeles, so I told him I'd pray for him and that he should visit America as soon as possible. And I told him, Adam Carolla, by the way, thank you, Adam Carolla, and all these media people that keep inviting my big mouth, celebrating the irrefutable, inescapable, indefatigable truth, logic, and common sense that brings you people to my Spirit Campfire. Did you bring the marshmallows? Because those are flames coming out of my ass. Truth, logic, and common sense flamage. And I told Adam Carolla, thank you. I told Joe Pags, great radio guy. Mark Davis out of Dallas, great radio guy. Doug Podell out of Detroit, and Meltdown, and Lars Larson in the once great Northwest, where they're slaughtering salmon by the thousands, destroying them, instead of feeding the homeless or letting fishermen catch them. And there's so much cluster cranking going on across the country. I bring you sanctuary. I bring you such uplifting, buoyant, inspiring, am I not motivating and stimulating in my language tsunami? You notice I haven't said or look or or I don't I have belief systems that are rock solid. They're rock solid. God, family, country, Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Ten Commandments, the Golden Rule, the Declaration of Independence, law and order, goodwill and decency, work ethic. Well, Nugent's radical. He's an extremist. To those who think I'm radical and an extremist, which you're correct, but they misinterpret it. because my radical and extremism is dedicated to undeniable, evidence-drenched righteousness. That's right. Ted Nugent, the author of Wango Tango, is rock solid in the asset column of undeniable, evidence-drenched righteousness, because extremism and radicalness is no vice in the name of righteousness. Now, who was that? Everett Dirksen? Was that Barry Goldwater? Whoever said that? Ronald Reagan? I don't care who said it. I just said it. Extremism and radicalness. Is that a word? Is it radicalness or radicalisms? Radicalisms and extremisms in the pursuit of righteousness and justice, and goodwill and decency, and positive spirit, positive attitude, positive energy, dedicating oneself to the asset column. That extremism is no vice. So thank you, everybody, for celebrating the Spirit of the Wild with me. This is a Spirit Campfire. Speaking of Spirit of the Wild, Shemaine and I film Spirit of the Wild TV every day. That's why we get to write off the land and the feed and the feeders and the deer blinds and the ladders and the ammo and the broadheads and the bows and the guns and the binoculars and the dog food, because we feature Jackson, Sadie, and Coco. IRS, hey, IRS. My business, my American dream. Come on, no matter how stupid you might be to find fault with me. Well, you're not perfect. No, I'm not perfect, but I work at it. I've dedicated myself. For example, I went out this morning taking ashes from the fireplace because it was 40 degrees. I'm just having a Spirit Campfire with you. We'll get into important stuff like the Epstein files, how we've abandoned it, about the war in Iran, about the Democrats that don't think you have to be an American to vote in America. Yikes. So there are, I called them varmints. I called them snakes. But now the best way to describe the lunatic fringe, and you know how you identify the lunatic fringe? If they have a problem with Ted Nugent, they're lunatic fringe, Michael Moore hygiene challenge fan club worms. Like night crawlers that breed themselves. They slither out of the ground after an early rainfall. And the night crawlers, those are Democrats. Those are liberals. Those are communists. Those are Marxists. That's Antifa. That's Black Lives Matter. They're worms. They're all slithery and gooey, and they have sex with themselves. That's don't night crawlers do that? By the way, I made money to buy arrows at Miller's Feed Store in Redford on Grand River and Lasser. It's not Lasher, it's Lahser, Lasser. My dad's business was right above the Redford Theater on Lasser, just north of Grand River in 1955. And I would sell night crawlers. I'd go out at night with a flashlight with an ever-ready batteries that lasted like 2 night crawler hunts. It's entertaining, but see, I'm an entrepreneur. At the age of 6 and 7, I was an entrepreneur. I was told by my dad, who taught me about the Spirit of the Wild. He didn't know he was teaching me about the Spirit of the Wild, but he was teaching me discipline and a higher level of awareness, to aim small, miss small, safe gun handling. There's only one gun law necessary, only one gun law we need. All other gun laws other than this one are infringements, which makes all gun laws illegal except the number one gun law that I adhere to and you must adhere to. Never cover anything with the muzzle you're not willing to destroy. It's the only gun law that's legitimate. All other gun laws are infringements. Now, I don't know where they get this double barrel shotgun thing. Which, by the way, whoa! How about that artwork of Jackson? And here we go. This is a new Beretta 12 gauge, and it's got high vis. By the way, I'm pointing this at the camera because I'm willing to destroy it. So this is a Beretta 12 gauge shooting Remington high base Royal Flush number 6 shot. And I'm telling you, the only thing in the asset column from China is the Coxploder. And I have high vis sights out. Look at that high vis. That's a high vis. See that? Oh, by the way, Phil at high vis, I need more high vis. I lost high vis off my other Beretta. You can open the action like that. And I have a plug in it because you're allowed 6 ducks, but only 3 shells. You can kill 15 doves in Michigan. 15 doves is my limit in Michigan. It's not a songbird. Barack. Michigan. They don't put songbird pictures on shotgun shell boxes, you numbnuts. What are you, worms? You have sex with yourself? You slither after an early rain? Michigan DNR, are you that dishonest? I'm feeling so good. Do I bring you such joy and happiness with my tsunami of A10 Warthog truth, logic, and common sense? But anyhow, high-vis sites. I don't even know where I was a moment ago, but I'm going on tangents. These are little magnet applicable high-vis sites that all of a sudden bring your site acquisition eye focus specifically to the cock-sploder, otherwise known as a ring-neck pheasant, the only decent thing to ever come from China, except some of my Epiphone guitars. I think they're made in China, but I signed another half, I think I signed 6 or 7 this morning. Epiphone, they're made in China. I don't know why they're made in China, because they make them cheap, and they got people that are given a bowl of rice every week. That's what they pay the slaves in China to make stuff. Well, you get a bowl of rice, and if you don't obey, we'll just hang you. We'll string you up in the town square and run over you with tanks and play Tiananmen Square. Are you still with me? So Adam Carolla is going to come on today for 2 seconds. He's an interesting guy. Did you see the Ted Nugent, Adam Carolla podcast recently? Such buoyant spirit. Such indefatigable love tsunami. So thank you, Rav and Shahu and Parker Siff, Linda Peterson. Thank you, Adam Carolla and his manager, Mike, and John Clay Wolf over there in Walnut Springs, Texas at the Bosque Cantina. I have so many great friends. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to have I've already started at the greatest music of my life in 2026. Happy birthday, Sister Kathy. Kathy, happy 67th birthday, 1959, 23251 Florence. That's where we were born. She was born 1959. I was already 10 years old, going to be 9 years old. 59. No, I was 10 years old, going on 11. But anyhow, I'm celebrating such positive spirit. I bring you positive spirit, positive love. I'm like the love machine. So thank you, everybody, for making this the great Jared James Nichols, guitar god, Phil X, guitar god, Amani, Johnny Big, John Kutz, Jason Hartless, Calvin Ross, Chris and Leanne Hadley, my family. This is going to be the greatest year of my life. Already is the greatest year of my life, but the worst for my enemies. I love you people. Be back in a minute.
Hey, buddy.
Morning.
I'm a stickler for good dental care.
Me too.
Ooh, looking sharp today. But even if we take care of our teeth, we can still get...
No, please don't say it.
A big dental bill. That's why dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company is important. Now, this isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. It helps pay for over 400 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures.
That's a lot.
It's easy to find out more. Just call or go online now to get your free information kit with all the details. This dental insurance helps you pay for routine care and expensive major procedures, all with no deductibles and no annual maximums. You can even keep your dentist. Why pay more for dental care? Get your free info kit and start saving today. Call or visit physiciansmutualdental.com. Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
A heart attack? Do they have life insurance?
No.
But we have life insurance. John.
I'm trying to find something we can afford.
Fortunately, in only a few minutes, SelectQuote found John a $500,000 policy for only $29 a month. And his wife Anne a $500,000 policy for only $21 a month. Go to SelectQuote.com now and get the insurance your family needs
at a price you can afford. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. This is an important message for victims of asbestos exposure. Even if you smoked, if you or a loved one were diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer or any of the diseases listed on your screen, call the Victims Justice Group now. You may be entitled to significant money damages. Many workers were unknowingly exposed to dangerous asbestos fibers in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. If you or a loved one served in the Navy or other armed forces, or worked in any of the industries or trades listed on your screen, and were diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer or any of these asbestos-related diseases. Even if you smoked, call our asbestos exposure helpline now. The attorneys and staff working with Victims Justice Group have decades of experience and fully understand the complexities of filing a claim to get you the maximum payment for your pain and suffering, securing over $1 billion for mesothelioma and asbestos victims and their families. There are strict deadlines to file a claim.
Call 1-800-465-1186 now.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
About a year in prison.
We were prosecuted, persecuted.
J6ers have been treated like terrorists.
And we need your help.
Stand in the Gap was founded to stand in the gap for J6ers working to rebuild their lives after being incarcerated.
For just $10 or more, you can help these patriots get back on their feet again. Go now to j6support.com and donate today.
Is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped. Hey, welcome back to the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. It's like a hootenanny. Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. Tell everybody you know there's this old guitar player from Detroit with a silver beard, but under the silver beard of the old man is a really handsome, energetic young man. 77 years clean and sober. Both middle fingers are sighted in dead on at 200 yards using 165 grain Remington Core-Lock 308 ammo. Both middle fingers are sighted in dead on at 300 yards. That's 300? So there's a song. Nice arpeggio. Listen to this arpeggio. Calvin Ross loves this. Spirit of the Buffalo. I will not go like a buffalo. Nobody can track me down. But I'll make a stand like a buffalo. I'll make my way to a higher ground. What would you do for the buffalo? Sacrifice everything you own. Give up your life and security. Would you give them back their home? Don't you pretend they disappear. We killed them off with electricity. But now they're back on a sacred ground. We celebrate the spirit is free. 'Cause I got the spirit of the buffalo, spirit of the buffalo, spirit of the buffalo. Spirit of the buffalo, spirit of the buffalo, spirit of the buffalo. And I ride the buffalo. Yes, boys and girls, relax. That's a buffalo between my legs. And he's a vegetarian. It's going to be okay. So anyhow, spirit of the buffalo, defiance, looking for a storm. You know, the American bison doesn't run from the storm. The American bison, like a guitar player from Detroit, we eagerly look for storms, and then we charge head first into them. And then we beat the hell out of the good Mother Earth to bring balance to God's miraculous creation. We find some remnant forbs and herbs, and we sustain ourselves through the winter. And right now, America is definitely in the winter. Boy, what a cluster whack we're living in. But I bring you goodwill and good decency and spirit and positive energy. I'm like a guiding light in a world of darkness. Just listen to the opening lick of Stranglehold, which, by the way, I have this. By the way, music. Music is huge force in our lives. Huge force. And Barack. Boy, that coffee's good. But the grooves that me and my boys created. How about that chitty chitty lip? Chitty chitty lip. Mark Casa, can you do the chitty chitty lip? By the way, it's not G to A, it's A9 to B9. Not just, that's so Caucasian. Not a big fan of Caucasian stuff. Hee Haw was not a documentary. Anyhow, thank you for supporting my music. And by the way, I am unleashing the greatest music of my life. The 21st day of February, 2026, way down the road of the young guitar player's life in Detroit, 77.4 years later, look me in the eyes. Look me in the eye. How can I say, except we know how I can say, because the evidence is inescapable, the 21st day of February 2026, not the 21st day of February 1956, or 1966, or 1976, or 1986, or 96, 2006, 2016, not those years. Those years were awesome. I've never done a bad concert. My worst concert was a mother cranker. My musicians at my side, God loves me. He's given me the greatest, most inspiring, gifted, visionary musical forces in my bands forever, from the Royal Highboys to the Lourdes. Tom Noel, I love you. The Lourdes to the Amboy Dukes. I love the Amboy Dukes. What great music. Tooth, Fang, and Claw. What the hell? Journey to the Center of Mind, Greg Raymond on bass guitar, Dave Palmer on the drums. Holy God, nobody's beat that. They were like 15 years old. Nobody's beat that. Nobody's beat Johnny Bonangic and Earl Elliott from Billy Lee and the Rivieras turned into Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. Listen to the rhythm on Jenny Take a Ride by Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. Listen to Mitch Ryder's. You can actually get pummeled by his forehead veins, because every verse, every chorus reaches crescendo elements like James Brown and Wilson Pickett and Ted Nugent. So anyhow, music. The music made me do it. I'm old, but I play my Gibson Birdland every day, and they love me. My Birdlands love me. There's 3 of them breeding in the other room right now, and it's nasty. Boy, there's like animals. I love animals. But anyhow, this year, 2026, Jason Hartless on the drum. By the way, this segment of Ted Nugent's Spirit Campfire on Real America's Voice is brought to you by Nuge Vault. You cannot imagine, unless you are a member of the Nuge Vault team, what Jason Hartless has unearthed in the pole barn in the swamps of Michigan. Go to NUGEVault.com if you want to see not where just Ted Nugent came from, but where all your favorite music came from, because all the people that have created the soundtracks to our lives were inspired by Howlin' Wolf and Muddy Waters and Lightning Hopkins and Mose Allison and Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and Little Richard and James Brown and Wilson Pickett and the Motown Funk Brothers. If you go to the NUGEVault.com, I'm fascinated, because I'm so intense on today and tomorrow that I am well aware of the outrageous inspiration from yesterday, unlimited, immeasurable. You can't measure the inspiration that I've been catapulted by all my life. Just this morning, talking to Ralph Cordell about game wardens that are like night crawlers. Worms, nasty, power-abusing little weasels. Only the guilty need to feel guilty. If you're a good game warden, I'd like to meet you. And you should be blowing the whistle on the bad game wardens. But my point is, in the NUGEVault.com, we have unearthed the history of the 10 digits of dooms and the inspiration from the black heroes that have created the only meaningful soundtrack in the world. Now, Elvis did a good job. And Aerosmith and Sammy Hagar and Mark Farner and the Grand Funk Railroad. I mean, so many wonderful bands. Go out. If you get a chance to see Jim McCarty, Jim McCarty does all kinds of gigs all around Michigan. His name is Jim McCarty. He's my favorite guitar player ever. Listen to Jim McCarty, Tim Bogart on bass from Vanilla Fudge, Carmine Appice, who's going to be playing at the Agora Theater in St. Charles, Illinois, coming up soon. I wish I could join him, but I won't be able to. But anyhow, Carmine Appice from Vanilla Fudge, Tim Bogart from Vanilla Fudge, Jim McCarty from Mitch Ryder, and Rusty Day from the Amboy Dukes. Incredible talents. But listen to the song Parchment Farm. Parchment Farm, it's about a prison where they're making license plates, I guess. I don't care what the lyrics say. Listen to the guitar, bass, drums, harmonica, vocals, thunder fire. That's one word, thunder fire. Capital T, capital F, thunder fire from the band Cactus. It's got a picture of a cactus with two balls and a rising cactus. Phallic from hell. It's so clever. That's Rusty Day for sure. But listen to Jim McCarty's guitar playing on Parchment Farm. The guy's from a different orbit. And he's playing all around Michigan. Go see Jim McCarty. He's got the greatest tone. Fender Twin Amp, old Gibson Les Paul. But anyhow, and go see Phil X with Bon Jovi and with Triumph. And see the Ted Nugent Band. We're playing so many dates all around Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma. Then we come up to Michigan. We play the Biker Fest in Arizona on April 11th. And then we play Grand Junction, Colorado on June 12th or something like that. But go to tednugent.com. My band, we put our heart and soul into every lick, every song, every minute of every concert is the most important minute in our lives. Every song we play live, Jason Hartless, Johnny Big John Coates, every song we're auditioning for James Brown, and he hires us because we got soul. We reek of piss and vinegar and irreverence and dynamo homage. TedNugent.com. And also, remember, this Truth, Logic, and Common Sense orgy is brought to you by people who fight for freedom, like Mike Lindell. Please go to MyPillow.com. If you want to thank me for the entertainment, the education, the outrage, the fire-breathing spirit campfire fun. I'm a capital F-U-N guy. F-U-N, exclamation point. Go to MyPillow.com because Mike Lindell is a great American, rock solid in the asset column. And he should become the governor of Minnesota because right now Minnesota is literally butt slamming the hardworking families of Minnesota, where the Somalians have come in intensely and unambiguously to destroy America, destroy Minnesota, and they're ripping off the hardworking people to pay off Somalian thieves under Tim Walz and the Democrats. It is just obscene, the abuse of power in Minnesota. So please go to MyPillow.com. It has nothing to do with Mike's campaign. But please, let's vote Mike Lindell for governor of Minnesota to make Minnesota the great state, representing the best families of Minnesota instead of the thieves who are ripping off hardworking families. The best way to do that is support my big mouth supporting Truth, Logic, and Common Sense. Go to MyPillow.com. Type in the code SPIRIT. Mike's got a mega sale. The guy's a maniac. He's almost giving away this stuff. The best pillows, the best slippers, the best dog beds, the best sheets, the best towels, the best everything. He's having his second annual mega sale, MyPillow.com. Really, I know you want to thank me for my big mouth of truth, logic, and common sense. The best way to do that, NUGEvault.com, MyPillow.com, and GetUncleTeds.com. We're going to come back with Adam Carolla. He's really awesome. I love this guy.
Yes, I actually won!
See this? It just arrived from Deal Dash, a Nintendo Switch 2.
Look what I just won. I love Deal Dash.
With millions of auctions, you too can start winning, like this.
I got this amazing Japanese knife set for just 75 cents.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
And today, new users get a $50 bonus credit. Go to DealDash.com right now for huge savings.
And free shipping from our U.S. warehouses.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul. For 50 years, I've watched Washington betray the American people with dishonest money. Nixon's closure of the gold window made endless debt and war inevitable. Today, our middle class, our currency, and our economy are dying in real time. In my new book, Dispatches to Future Generations, I reveal how we got here, plus the solution, gold. And that's why I'm partnering with Birch Gold Group to give you a free copy of my book along with their free info kit on gold. Click below to get both right now. Inside the info kit, you'll learn how to move your IRA or 401k into physical gold. So click below to claim your free copy of my Dispatches to Future Generations and Birch Gold's Info Kit today.
President Trump ended the nightmare for almost all January 6 defendants when he delivered on his promise to pardon those who suffered through our two-tiered system of justice. But there are still 12 January 6 defendants whose fights are far from over. These J6ers still face overwhelming legal battles. Scan the QR code now or visit j6support.com to help stand in the gap push for pardons for these patriots. Many have lost their jobs, homes, and life savings due to prolonged incarceration, and even though they've had their sentences commuted, they still cannot vote, possess firearms, receive any military pensions and retirement benefits, obtain health care coverage for themselves and their families, or secure employment. Stand in the Gap is renewing our Justice Restoration Fund to advocate for full pardons for these patriots. Please visit j6support.com or scan the QR code to support our fight for justice for these January 6 defendants. Your gift today helps us partner with reputable attorneys and legal advisors to ensure they have a fair chance at winning their cases and having their rights restored. Please donate today to let these J6ers know that they are not forgotten. Scan the QR code or visit j6support.com to make a tax-deductible donation to our Justice Restoration Fund.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
About a year in prison.
4 years out of an 18-year sentence in prison.
J6ers have been treated like terrorists.
And we need your help.
Stand in the Gap was founded to stand in the gap for J6ers working to rebuild their lives after being incarcerated.
For just $10 or more, you can help these patriots get back on their feet again.
Please scan the QR code to donate $10 or more to support these American patriots.
Thank you for standing in the gap.
He says what everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be.
Emergency! We have a royal cluster funky.
Anyhow, Adam Carolla is on the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire because Adam Carolla is a truth, logic, common sense, really sensible guy, down to earth and grounded. Adam Carolla, welcome to the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire, Man Cave, Cuckoo's Nest, the arsenal of democracy. You've got to come and be here live just to absorb the gunpowder. I call it snorting black cocaine. Adam, welcome.
Thanks, Ted.
So, Adam, you've been doing this forever. You started as a stand-up comedian because you're a funny guy. I love funny guys. I'm one of the funniest guys I know. But obviously, you're a truth, logic, and down-to-earth guy. Tell us all about the Adam Carolla Dream, the podcast, what you're doing. You're doing stand-up comedy. And how much of this truth, logic, and common sense crowbarring do you do during your stand-up? And what is the response to your crowbar of truth, logic, and common sense?
I do dates all over the country. I've been doing it for at least 15 years now, usually out about every weekend. I do a podcast daily. It's all at adamcarolla.com. And my humor reflects the way I think, and it's a kind of pragmatic humor. And, I could give you some examples if you'd like, but I'm really just a carpenter from the San Fernando Valley who's a very sort of nuts and bolts guy, and I'm very pragmatic, and I take that approach to comedy, but I try to weave in a little wisdom with a twist in there as well.
Well, there's the Lenny Bruce who commented on social conditions, but is this not a target-rich environment for comedy? Because the most tragic, obscene, offensive, cruel, criminal, corrupt insanity that runs amok, is that not the ultimate ammo for the best comedy in the world? Because that's what I do. And the lunatic fringe hates when I bring comedy to the cluster crank of the modern world. But do you think your paid patrons at your stand-up, they know what Adam Carolla represents, so you probably don't get your life threatened as often as I do.
No, they're fans. They buy their tickets. They know what's coming, and I think they appreciate it. And they tend to sort of self-sort over the years as you head a certain direction and put out more material on the internet, and they find you end up getting sort of like-minded people coming out to the show. So my fans always know what they're going to get. I give it to them, but I don't really do a political show per se. I do sort of a common sense show that's got a lot of jokes in it.
Well, certainly you understand better than anybody based on my limited exposure to the Adam Carolla truth, logic, and common sense lifestyle. Carpenters are my favorite, just behind welders. Welders, mechanics, carpenters, electricians, and people who put in my my stone wall. I love these guys that put in stones, and you got a pile of stone. 2 days later, you get this beautiful artistic wall. Anyhow, you talk down-to-earth pragmatism. Is that not the core of why you and I get along? Because I'm a wild man. I got a big mouth. I got a lot of energy. Sometimes challenging to manage my energy, but I do it with aplomb. But is that why you and I probably get along? Because of the down-to-earth, grounded, defining quality of down-to-earth, grounded, I think defines quality people. Is that why you and I get along? Are we quality people?
I don't know our qualifications for quality, but I do know that when people engage in very practical endeavors, bow hunting, hunting in general, building, flying an airplane, things that involve a A, a B, and a C, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and are affected by gravity and not feelings. You can't know in your heart when you're out bow hunting or have your truth or anything like that. There's no place for knowing in your heart or my truth on a construction site. It just is. There's just stuff you do. There's techniques. They're passed down. There's wisdom and knowledge. If you tell me what somebody does for a living, I will tell you if we're going to get along or if we're going to at least see eye to eye. If you work in an air-conditioned cubicle and you write for the New York Times, probably not. If you're on the LA City Council, probably not. If you run some sort of pottery collective in Manhattan, probably not. But if you have a job where you're on your feet and there is no having meetings about whether the barn gets framed, you either frame the barn or the barn doesn't get framed, and you're on a budget and you're on a timeline, then we're probably going to get along.
So are you telling me here on the Ted Nugent Real America's Voice Spirit Campfire that meritocracy, racism is something that we would recommend, that meritocracy, being the best that you can be, which is considered racism by some worms out there? Are you telling me that your life and your happiness at the end of the day is based on surrounding yourself with people who put their heart and soul into being the best that they can be? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. When someone is good at their job, I don't think you identify their gender, their race, their sexual proclivities. If you got a good plumber and that plumber's a lesbian Asian woman, doesn't matter. You don't look at her as a lesbian or an Asian. You look at her as a good plumber. Because ultimately, it's not even because we're so magnanimous. It's just because you got a problem with your main line and you need it snaked out, and you want the best person to do that. And then they can go home and do God knows what to their lesbian partner. But it doesn't matter. What you need them for is to fix your problem. And so it doesn't really matter if it's the transmission on your car or your electrical panel. You just want the best person. But I would also say that about the president. If the best person to be the president of the United States is a black woman, then go for it. And so be it. I would throw my support behind that person. It's also kind of interesting with Democrats, which is, the last I checked, someone like Marco Rubio is what they would call a minority, a Spanish-speaking guy whose parents fled Cuba. How come it never counts when they're on the right side of the aisle?
Well, obviously, that's as rhetorical as they get. But many years ago, and again, I'm just a guitar player, but I was raised to be productive. I was raised to be accountable. My allowance was dinner. If you did a good job and you raked the leaves and you shoveled the snow and you washed the car and you painted the fence correctly, and if you brought home a squirrel and you skinned it properly for fricassee, you got dinner. You didn't get an allowance. My dad was a drill sergeant in World War II. He in the cavalry, and he trained my brothers John and Jeff and my sister and I. He trained us like stallions with the thread of riding crop discipline. Never used the riding crop, but he occasionally hit it on his hand. You gotta be in when the street lights come on. So we were in when the streetlights came on because we didn't want to be on the receiving end of his riding crop, which was basically a cat o' nine tail, was a metal rod wrapped in rawhide with a ball on the end of it, which I've got to. I'm going to get one, a Ted Nugent cat o' nine tail. Is that how you pronounce that? And I'm going to send Adam Carolla one. But I introduced you today, Adam, that you deserve me because many, many years ago, just as a thinking guitar player who wanted to get to the gig on time, drive the audience berserk as I drove me berserk with the best musicians on the planet, no other consideration. Just play drums. You're either hired or you're not. Nothing else mattered. But I said years ago, and I think this is an Adam Carolla truism, you're born at point A. You're gonna die at point B. What are you doing? Are you in the asset column? Are you making your family and your neighborhood, and in my case as an environmentalist and as a conservationist, am I making my family proud? Am I making my bandmates proud? Am I making my neighbors pleased with my conduct? Am I planting more trees than I'm burning in the fireplace? Is that not just a philosophy, but kind of a genuflection at the altar of pragmatism? Did I describe that pretty good for the author of Wango Tango?
Yes, that was good. I completely concur. You know, I sort of look at it as we're all in a giant Viking ship. Are you rowing? Are you sitting, not rowing? By the way, there's a few categories. You could be rowing. You could be rowing enough for 5 people, or you could be sitting there and not rowing, or you could be sitting there and your oar's in the water and it's dragging and you're actually slowing the boat down. And there's plenty of those people as well. So I have no problem with the people who are rowing. And also, yes, get good at something. You know what the greatest insult I ever leveled toward somebody, and it's the greatest insult that could ever be leveled toward anybody. I was in Hollywood. I was working on Jimmy Kimmel's late night show. The head producer guy was giving me a hard time. He's kind of busting my chops. And I just yelled at him because there's 18 producers. I just said, don't show up tomorrow and see if anything changes.
Bingo. Amen to that. You know,
he just walked away.
That's it in a nutshell. You know, I call it the spirit campfire because my humility, which oftentimes you don't recognize my humility, but the deer that I hunt for food and to balance the environment, they don't care how many albums I've sold. I've sold 40 million, by the way, which I'm quite proud of because of my incredible musicians. But we only have 30 seconds left. Adam Carolla, I want to have you back on for the next segment because you're an interesting guy. And someday, and thanks for the invite to Las Vegas to play the national anthem and sit on the stage. And I'm gonna have you explain how you figured out that the loudmouth guitar player from Detroit actually qualifies to sit on the stage with you and have a conversation with the public, because that's my life. My life, that's why I have this product. My dogs just came in here, Sadie, Coco, and Jackson. We have a product that brings you the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. It's called GetUncleTeds.com, because this smile on my face comes from my dogs being healthy and happy and uppity and frisky. GetUncleTeds.com, all organic, natural supplements for our beloved dogs that will make them live longer and fetch squirrels better. GetUncleTeds.com. Back in a minute with more Adam Carolla, because he's fun. Adam's fun.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and in bookstores across the country. We'll even help you promote your book. That's right, we do all this for you. Biography, self-help, mystery, novels, sci-fi, even a children's book. No matter what genre, Page Publishing can bring your book to life. Call today for your free author submission kit and find out how you can be the next published author at Page Publishing.
Call for your free writer's guide, 800-319-0257. That's 800-319-0257, 800-319-0257, or scan the QR code now.
Water, nature's ultimate cleaner. We drink it, we bathe in it. Think water, think steam, think clean. Now harness the power of water with the H2O X5 5-in-1 steam cleaning system.
I'm so impressed with the X5.
It's an all-in-one product, so I can use it throughout my entire house.
It's cleaning, it's sanitizing, there's no chemicals in it. It's just steam.
This is unbelievable. There is no more odor.
5 minutes, I'm done. Look at that, it's amazing.
If you're ready to step into an effective, economical, and eco-safe world of cleaning, look no further than the H2O X5. Using just the power of superheated water, the X5 super hot steam cleans and kills up to 99% of germs, viruses, and bacteria. You could spend over $500 to purchase the products that the X5 5-in-1 Miracle replaces. But through this special TV offer, you won't spend $400, $300, or even $200. Order your H2O X5 steam cleaning system, a $500 value, for just 4 easy payments of $43. You'll get the X5 steam mop with microfiber pad, the carpet glider, the handheld scrubber, the window glass and mirror attachment, and the garment and upholstery bonnet. It's a complete 10-piece system, all this for just 4 easy payments of $43. But it gets even better. Order now and we'll upgrade your X5 package. We'll add a 6th mode with a dusting and polishing wand. Valued at over $30, this extra bonus attachment makes your H2O X5 the H2O X6. That means your 10-piece system becomes a 12-piece system at no extra cost to you. If after 30 days you're not absolutely delighted, send it back for a full refund of the purchase price. Don't wait. Now's your chance to own the X5 for just 4 easy payments, and we'll make the first payment for you. You get the X5 incredible 5-in-1 lightweight, powerful 12-piece steam cleaning system, a $500 value, all for just 3 easy payments of $43. This offer can't last forever, so call or click right now.
He says what everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped. Hello? Am I not ultimately alive? I mean, there's flames coming out of my ass, but quit squawking. Just grab the marshmallows and use a long stick. Anyhow, 250th years of the American dream. Happy birthday, America. I'm taking my band out. Jason Hartless on drums, Johnny Big on bass guitar, John Kutz. My musicians are a gift from God. Adam Carolla is joining me on the Spirit Campfire, bringing much spirit and truth, logic, and common sense flamage to the Real America Voice Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. Adam, have you ever seen the Ted Nugent Band in any of its conditions, from the Lourdes in 1962 when I won the Battle of the Bands and opened up for the Supremes and the Motown Funk Brothers on the Cobo Hall stage, all the way till this year, the greatest? Adam, 2026, I think I said this on the Adam Carolla show, the 21st day of February 2026, how can it be, and we all know how it can be, the greatest 2 hours of music in my life? Yeah. And it's because I constantly challenge my band. I take them by the scruff of the neck and go, we're auditioning for James Brown. I want it tight. I want funk. I want the girls going nuts. And if they don't, James Brown won't hire us. And every night, James Brown would hire us. Is that not the American dream, pursuing a new height of excellence? And you got to come to one of my concerts. It's literally out-of-body martial arts, soul music outrage.
I'd love to come, number one. Number two, it's nice. I feel that way at age 61. I feel like I'm doing the best comedy of my life. I feel like my stand-up is the best it's ever been. And I'm old now. And I think people think it's like playing professional sports, like it's, rock and roll, stand-up comedy, it's a young man's game. Not really. My stuff is clearer, it's better, it's more well thought out, and it's literally, I'm better at 61 than I was at 55.
And that's all mindset. It's about waking up every day. And I've never storyboarded my life. I've never sat down with a pencil and paper and went, gee, maybe I should write a song today. What key should I write? What should I sing about? You know, if you're going to be a martial artist, like in the movie Last Samurai, they said to Tom Cruise, he couldn't get the sword going right. There's too many minds. Do you really storyboard your comedy? I know some of the most brilliant comedians. I told you on your show that I got to hang out with Robin Williams and Rodney Dangerfield and Sam Kinison and Richard Pryor. I mean, talking about being on the mountaintop of the most creative, outrageous comedians, and I think they are. I didn't jam with Lenny Bruce, but I got to be with those guys, and I'm on with Adam Carolla now. But that ascension to that level of performance in the comedy world or the music world, do you storyboard like the Seinfeld? They had round tables to create that unbelievable TV show with everybody putting in input. But is it really a storyboarding what you're going to talk about, or is it more spontaneous like all of my music?
I mean, it's not maybe that undifferent. You have a set list when you go out on stage. These are the songs you're going to play. You might not play them exactly the same every night. You might find some moments within the song or riffs in between. There's always sort of room to jam and improvise. But I have a set list like you have a set list, and it's probably not that different. And I don't have my jokes written out. I just have a prompter. I carry a little buck slip, a little piece of cardboard, and I just put the order of, I don't really even put the order. I'll tell you what it is. You've got 200 songs. I've got 200 jokes. I just write down 25 or 30 of them, and I just look down and go, what's the audience in the mood for? What am I in the mood for? Because I only have time for about 15, and there's probably 30 written down there. So I kind of go out, take the temperature of the audience. I'm going to do an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes, and I kind of just look down and hit my set list, probably like you do.
Yeah, and I define my set list awesome because I've been doing this for so long. I'm still going back and playing Baby Please Don't Go, which the Amboy Dukes did in 1967, but I played in Detroit in 1957. It's an old Joe Williams classic. Please don't go.
Down to New Orleans. Everyone was going to New Orleans back then.
Yeah,
there was New Orleans. There was always New Orleans, and there was always Cajun Queens, and they're always from New Orleans. That's what I learned.
Leslie Weston Mountain, Mississippi Queen. Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's a great riff.
Artist. You know, Adam, I've been so blessed. I mean, I'm here with you. We're talking about the things that interest us, that inspire us, that motivate us, that stimulate us. When I'm on stage, I think I'm the only comedian rock and roll guy because I really get into some funny stuff. And a lot of stuff that you and I get funny with is really not funny. For example, the concept, just off the top of my head, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. There's a bureaucracy that deals with a farm crop, a drink, and my Second Amendment. What role do you play with that? If somebody wants to chew tobacco, if somebody wants to have a beer, who are you? So could you make comedy out of the fact that there's an agency called the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives? I think that's funnier than hell. It's offensive, but it's really funny.
It is a weird cropping of subjects, you know. It'd be essentially like, you know, taking the school board and the prison system and just sort of make them into one entity.
I would like that. I'm going to lobby for that. We should accomplish that. That should
well,
be.
We used to have the school. Remember when the Huffington Post and everyone on the left would tell us about the school to prison pipeline? Yeah. That always made me laugh that there was literally, they spoke about it as if there was literally a pipeline going from the schools right into the prison. By the way, they don't talk about that anymore. It's kind of interesting. It was like a big talking point for them for a long time, and they just let it go with all the other things they've let go over the years.
Okay, so there's a military term that I use often. I can't say it on my Real America Voice Spirit Campfire, which, by the way, everybody, thank you for supporting my Real America Voice Spirit Campfire. And Adam, didn't I give you and your team some autographed Ted Nugent Guns and Rock and Roll hats?
Yes, you did. I have them here.
You know, if you ever come to Austin, wear that hat and the idiots will part like the Red Sea before Moses. Because if you have Ted Nugent regalia, it's like hippies head for the hills. And I'm a big fan of hippies. Let's talk about that for a minute, because that's really different. At my concerts and the communication I get walking the not-so-mean streets of America throughout my life, I'm a gregarious guy. I pretty much stay on Spirit Wild Ranch until something, maybe go and pick up a new gun or something. But people will approach me that are dopers. They like to smoke dope, and I have friends that like to smoke dope. I've been militantly against it because I've seen no benefit. I've seen nothing but broken hearts and ruined families from the drugs and the drinking. And at the Thanksgiving dinner table, the Nugent tribe, they drink. I'd rather see them drink beers than Coca-Colas. So I'm a big fan of choice, as long as your choice isn't upstream from my choice and you tend to poop in the river, because you have to be cognizant of what you do that flows downstream and affects other people's quality of life. But are you a gun guy? Do you shoot at all? Do you have guns? Do you carry a gun? Do you love guns like I love guns? The reason I love guns, because my life is worth protecting and it's the best way to do it. But the aim small, miss small marksmanship discipline, I find very beneficial to other forms of discipline. And of course, all discipline determines how fulfilled your life is every day. I really believe that. So are you a gun guy?
No, I grew up in North Hollywood, California. There was no gun culture. There was no hunting culture. There was no fishing. I grew up in a family. No one owned a fishing rod. No one owned a gun. No one hunted, fished, outdoors, camping, nothing. You just lived in North Hollywood. It was all asphalt and flat roofs and 7-Elevens and strip malls and zero personality, no architecture, no vibe, no anything. It was just the San Fernando Valley, just paved over, and aluminum windows and stucco, and that was it. And no one had a car that could even get to the mountains. No one had any money to buy anything, and we just lived. That's how we lived. So no one in my family owned a gun. No one in my family owned a set of golf clubs or a bowling ball or a fishing rod or anything. We just sat there. I am, however, very mechanically inclined. I love race cars. The reason I love race cars over street cars is a race car is a pure form of car. It's a street car with everything stripped off it. Anything that doesn't make it go fast or stop or lighten it, it's all gone. I would tell people all the time, they would go, how fast do you go in your race car? I go, I don't know. They go, well, what's the speedometer say? I would say it doesn't have a speedometer. They go, why doesn't it have a speedometer? I go, it's unnecessary. You never would look at it. You're looking at a tachometer. You're racing against the stopwatch in the other cars. However fast you're going is inconsequential. It's a waste of time, and it's more weight in the car, even if it's just a few ounces. So I love mechanics, and I love the mechanics of guns. I love the machining of guns. I love the knurled handles. I love the action in them. As a guy who just loves mechanics, and if you really look at a really highly tuned race car engine, it's not so different than a gun.
Yes.
Pieces, moving, metal, working in tandem with other, I love beautifully machined things. And so I totally appreciate guns, less from a historical standpoint and even a Second Amendment standpoint, more from like a mechanical standpoint.
Sure. Well, you're talking the origin of the Industrial Revolution. The cotton gin all came from Sam Colt. Adam, I got to cut it off right now. The Spirit Campfire is over. I love you. God bless. Godspeed. I want to spend more time with you and go race car driving and shoot guns with you. Ted Nugent, Spirit Campfire, never over, never out, never bend over, Rover. Let Teddy take over. I love you, people.
We all know that words have power. They set things in motion
and make us happy or sad.
But there's one word that stands out, because when people say it, lives are changed. It's not a big word.
It's itsy bitsy.
It's only 3 little letters. But when you say it,
the life of a kid like me can be changed.
So, what is this special word?
It may surprise you.
It's yes.
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 Yes to becoming a monthly supporter of Shriners Hospitals for Children.
That's right. Your monthly support allows the doctors and nurses at Shriners Hospitals for Children to give the most amazing care anywhere and change the lives of kids like me.
And me.
And me. Because people like you have said yes. Now I can play football.
And I can play catch.
And I can walk.
So what do you say? Will you say yes right now?
It's so easy.
All you have to do is pick up the phone or go to loveshriners.org right now and say yes. When you say yes to giving just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a reminder of all the kids you're helping every day. My life is filled with possibility because of the monthly support of people just like you who called the number on your screen and said yes.
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 Your yes is making a difference in my life and the lives of so many other kids like me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving.
Please call or go online now. If operators are busy, call again or go to loveshriners.org to say yes right away.
I'm a J6er. I spent 1,143 days in prison.
About a year in prison.
We were prosecuted, persecuted.
J6ers have been treated like terrorists.
And we need your help.
Stand in the Gap was founded to stand in the gap for J6ers working to rebuild their lives after being incarcerated.
For just $10 or more, you can help these patriots get back on their feet again. Go now to j6support.com and donate today.